YouTube, today we are trying out a brand new team, and this team got 5th place in the February International Challenge with Speed Swap Calyx Shadow Rider and Life Orb Mamoswine. Seems really solid on paper, and the Speed Swap tech, I don't know how often we will get to utilize it. However, with Mamoswine, which hits a lot of the Pokemon in the format for a lot of damage with super effective moves, I hope that we will be able to utilize the Speed Swap tech and Mamoswine can go crazy. But if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. I'll also link the creator in the description down below, as well as the paste bin that I'm currently using, because the creator actually didn't link the actual EV spreads that were used on the team, however did share the moves and the item choices. So the EV spreads are actually mine that I'm utilizing, so we're improvising a little bit with the EV spreads. However, hopefully they will be able to come into use here, and we will see how this team goes. Let's get started and play some games. We have Kyogre, Raichu, Zacian, Incineroar, Zapdos, and the Rillaboom. So a Raichu on this team with Lightning Rod. Mamoswine seems like it would be really good here, and I mean really good lead-wise. I kind of actually want to lead the Calyx Mamoswine here, because I don't know if they're going to lead the Kyogre. If they do, I have a Rillaboom as a swap, I guess. You know what? I'll try it out. I'm going to try this combination out, I think. I don't want to Dynamax the Thunderous, because I feel like the Raichu could be a thing, and if I lead the Thunderous, I can't go for Max Lightning into the Kyogre, and Airstream isn't doing too much damage, especially if they maxed with the Kyogre. I'm in a pretty bad spot, I feel like. So I don't think that's the call here. I feel like having the Zacian in the back is really important, because it is faster than the Raichu and a bunch of other things. Behemoth Blade is really huge, especially against the Zapdos, which is probably the biggest threat. And of course, Rillaboom is necessary for the Kyogre as well as the Calyx. Lead-wise, Speed Swap's going to be really important here, as they don't have any like Tailwind. They don't have any Tailwind. The only speed control they have is Airstreams, Raichu if it has Nuzzle and Electro, which don't affect my Mamoswine, especially once I get that Speed Swap. I'll be faster than everything and can probably threaten the knock-on Zapdos, I'd imagine. I think Max Hailstorm might just pick up the knock-on Zapdos because of how strong Mamoswine is with that Life Orb. However, we will find out if they lead Rillaboom. Would they lead Rillaboom against my team? I don't feel like they should. Maybe they would lead Rillaboom Kyogre if it's a Scarf Kyogre. However, I just don't really see it. We're going to see the Kyogre and Raichu lead. Okay, pretty bad. I got the lead wrong. It's doable, however. I do lead Mamoswine plus my Calyx right here. I think into Rillaboom should be a pretty safe play, and the protect from my Calyx seems pretty solid. Yeah, that seems pretty solid. I'm gonna take a lot from Water Spout, but there's not much I can do here. Yeah, we're just gonna go hard into Rillaboom. We're gonna go for the protect with Calyx, and then the next turns are gonna be pretty interesting afterward. I could see like Kyogre protecting and a Nuzzle comes out from Raichu. I could see quite a few different plays. I could have went for Ice Shard, Astral Barrage, but that seems terrible of a trade for Raichu or Mamoswine and the Calyx's health potentially. Don't think that's a go-go here. So we will go out into Rillaboom and threaten with Grassy Glide onto the Kyogre, and we also threaten Grassy Glide into the Raichu, so we don't take a Nuzzle, and that might be better. That might be a better position. I think I will go for that. I wonder if they have Incineroar in the back. We should know that it is going to be Zacian. I just don't know if it's going to be who the last Pokemon is. If it's Rillaboom themselves, I'd be a little bit scared, because Grassy Glide is going to hurt the Mamoswine. I shouldn't pick up a knockout though, especially if I Dynamax. Let's see. Rillaboom going to come in. Grassy Surge is active. And then, what are you doing, Kyogre? What are you doing, Kyogre? Also, what are you doing, Raichu? It's Dynamaxing. Okay. Wait. I have a few options here, I suppose. I guess the question is, I mean, I think the option's fun here, depending on what happens. Let's see what they decide to go for here. Who are they targeting? The Calyx? I'm surprised the Kyogre Dynamax immediately. We'll find out though. Nuzzle into the Calyx, no surprise here, and then also a Geyser into the Calyx. Or are they targeting the Rillaboom? This is gonna hurt the Rillaboom, however. That's in the Calyx. Okay. Ooh. Life Orb Kyogre. Let's see. I guess I just go for Grassy Glide, Astral Barrage here into the Raichu. Another fun play I could make is Speed Swap if I expect the Kyogre not to protect, because I could Speed Swap into max and KO the Kyogre, which would be pretty fun here. However, I just don't know if that's the call here. I think it's just Grassy Glide and Astral Barrage here personally. I think that's a better play because I think next turn, even if Kyogre takes the KO on Calyrex now, I can go for Grassy Glide, Zacian, Behemoth Blade the next turn, and I think that's all right as well. However, I guess I do lose Speed Swap, which might not be worth it. Although if Raichu nuzzles the Calyrex or even nuzzles the Rillaboom, it's pretty bad. I could see also the Raichu retreating here and maybe bring out something that can actually handle me. Hopefully it's not Incineroar, worst case, but yeah, okay, perfect. Max Guard comes out. That's ideal. That's really good. So I get a Grassy Glide off into the Raichu, and I even get the boost on top of it because it's Focus Sash on the Raichu. Excellent. That's a really good turn here. As we will go for a Astral Barrage, goodbye Raichu. And then we get a Grassy Glide to pressure the Kyogre next turn. Yeah, this is really ideal now. This is huge. Okay. Good thing I didn't go for the Speed Swap immediately. I was worried about Nuzzle chances. I was worried about Incineroar coming in. I was worried about a bunch of things. So I think it was more tempting to target the Raichu there and get rid of that Nuzzle threat especially. This works out beautiful for me. Who are they bringing out? Zacian, it looks like. All right. So Zacian comes in. I could save my Rillaboom. I could probably just go for a Double Protect here realistically. Double Protect doesn't seem that bad. I could also go for a Grassy Glide into Astral Barrage. It would do a ton of damage here, and it doesn't seem too bad. You know what? Let's go for that Grassy Glide, and I kind of want to save the Calyrex though. I feel like Speed Swap's going to be really useful in the late game. So you know what? Let's just protect our Calyrex and just Grassy Glide. I think because Grassy Glide, I think puts the Kyogre in range of Astral Barrage the next turn, and that could be huge. Let's see. And they have to double up Rillaboom more to pick up the knockout Rillaboom. Otherwise, I sell Grassy Glide for the Kyogre the following turn. Grassy Glide, huge amount of damage. That's a bulky Kyogre. That's a bulky Kyogre. Hailstorm comes out. That's an okay trade-off. That's actually a really good trade-off for me, actually. Because Rillaboom's going to go down. Perfectly okay. But the Kyogre? Okay. Is there some complications here? It really depends on the Kyogre set. It's Life Orb, which is concerning. Ooh, this is just weird. I mean, I want to go Mamoswine really badly here. I really want to go Mamoswine really badly here. The reason is I go for a Max Quake here, boosting my Spadef. Yeah, that just seems really good here. That just seems really good here. I could also go Zacian here, however, then it just, I mean, I Astral Barrage KO, and then I don't have really the things to outspeed Zacian. So you know what? Mamoswine, play here. And I think if we even trade the Zacian for both of my Pokemon here, I think it's a fair trade, because I really do think that as long as it's not Incineroar back, I guess Zacian would really clean up here. Let's go for the Max Quake here into the Zacian slot and Speed Swap. Yeah, I think I really want to attempt a Speed Swap here. I get the Spadef boost anyway, unless Zacian hard swaps into Zapdos, which would be kind of an insane read, especially since I could Astral Barrage right here. And they don't know what kind of Mamoswine I am. Although I have no idea what kind of their Zacian is either, because if they're like Jolly, they outspeed Scarf Mamoswine, because Scarf Mamoswine underspeeds Zacian by a few points. We'll see. They stayed in though. That's a huge sign. We do get the Dynamax Mamoswine off, and this Speed Swap tech might come really handy here. Please, I would really love it too. So we do bring out the Mamoswine. We're gonna see Protects. Kyogre Protects. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. They're scared of the Psyshock or anything for the Calyrex, because Psyshock did KO at that range. Speed Swap into Mamoswine. I'm able to go for a Max Quake into their Zacian and pick up a knockout here. Thankfully. Okay, goodbye Zacian. That is great here. And yeah, I didn't take any damage, which is huge. I think I'm set up for Rillaboom endgame, because it'll come in after an Incineroar. Incineroar can't do anything if it's Rillaboom. Grassy Glide crit's annoying. However, I can manage. Let me see. Who's healing first? Calyrex is taking health. Okay, so the Kyogre's slower than my Calyrex. Yeah. So it was a bulkier Kyogre, I think. For sure. All right. That gives us some good information. What is the last Pokemon? And the question is, do I Hailstorm it or do I go for anything else? I think I probably Hailstorm it. If it's Rillaboom. No, if it's Rillaboom, I just go for a Quake. Yeah. If it's Rillaboom, I just go for a Astral Barrage here into a Max Quake. Yeah, that's completely fine. Well, let's just go for it because we have endgame Zacian, I think. I don't know. They're going to go for the Grass Glide crit, I think. That's so much, but it's not a crit, thankfully. And then we're able to outspeed the Kyogre and pick up the knockout with Max Quake, and then Astral Barrage single target, and we have a Zacian in the back. So Speed Swap endgame did set up properly here. Whew. Okay, I am glad. I am glad. Mamoswine finally able to get a Speed Swap sweep here. We are able to KO the Kyogre, and yeah. It's really cool though. I really like this idea because Mamoswine is huge in this format. Like when you think about a lot of the common Pokemon that we have here, wow, that just Oko the real boom. Is that Miracle Seed or Choice Band? That Grass Glide did do a lot. However, I just don't know the damage counts. But the fact is, we were able to do a ton of damage. I think just Mamoswine, the fact with its great typing, just able to dish out so much damage. It really threatened a lot of their members. Incineroar, Rillaboom, Zacian, Zapdos. It just like really took care of those. And yeah, like I was able to get a speed swap set up. I think the read on the Kyogre was great because I didn't want to get nuzzled with anything. I think getting nuzzled there would have been terrible in the end game, and thankfully they didn't go for the origin pulse. However, I think I did have the game sealed with Zacian at that point once I got the knockout on their Zacian with the Max Quake, so that was huge. If you currently enjoyed the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course, make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. Okay, we have Zygarde, Calyx, Shadow Rider, Grimmsnarl, Charizard, Venusaur, and Incineroar. Wait, how do you set up Sun with this team? You have a Venusaur and a Charizard and no Sunsetter. What? Grimmsnarl doesn't get Sunny Day. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I think you need Meowstic in order to have Sunny Day. So this is very interesting of a team. It has a sun mode with no sun. Okay, what am I going against this team? What's actually cool is the Mamoswine is actually pretty good here. Mamoswine actually does do work against the big Zygarde, which is a threat here. We do also have Player of Zacian, which also can help here, I suppose, which is nice. I think I just want... They're going to lead Grimmsnarl, right? Because Grimmsnarl is a threat here. I don't know if they're going to lead Grimmsnarl Charizard or not. Because Grimmsnarl Charizard is kind of a big threatening lead. I don't exactly have the best tools against Charizard specifically. I think I'm just going to go with the Thundurus here with the Zacian lead, I want to say. If I have to sack Zacian in order to deal with the Grimmsnarl, I might have to take it. And then I think in the back, I'm going to go with Calyx and Mamoswine. Mamoswine's, again, really good against their team if I can get rid of their Charizard and their own Calyx. Those are the big ones for me. So if I can eliminate those right away, that would be huge. So those are the Pokemon I would like to focus down if possible. However, I don't know. Is there like some way they set up the Sun specifically that I'm just not thinking of at the moment? We're going to see Grimmsnarl plus Incineroar lead. Okay. I do not mind this. They gave me the Defiant, which is actually really nice here. Okay. So I'll take the Defiant lead with the Thundurus 100%. And yeah, now we threaten with Behemoth Blade. We can go for Max Knuckles. We can Airstream if we want to. I don't know if I want to Airstream yet. However, I don't think it'd be too bad if I decide to go for the Airstream, because I feel like, again, like setting up for the Calyx just seems really good here. So you know what? I'm going to Airstream the Incineroar, and I'm just going to Behemoth Blade. I'm just going to fire one off into the Grimmsnarl. I feel like that this lead is just really good here, and I just don't see why I wouldn't go for this combination. I wonder if they're like weakness policy Incineroar, and they're like trying to bait me like and go for like Reflect here and a Max Flare KO to Zacian immediately, or the Zygarde to set up. That could be really something here. But yeah, we are going to Dynamax our Thundurus here and try to get some Airstreams up. I don't know what exactly sets they are here. It's going to be Reflect. Okay. I'll take it. I don't really care if I get Parting Shot with the Zacian or if something else happens here, but I am going to... This doesn't KO because I've been intimidated, plus they Reflect up, so I'm going to barely miss a knockout, so they probably get both screens up, which is okay here because, again... I don't really think that Zygarde is that much of a threat with the Mamoswine always as an option here. I get to go for a Max Airstream, which is huge, into the Incineroar. All right, perfect. So Incineroar has taken quite a bit of chip. Does heal up with its berry, however. What's it going for? Flare Blitz or Parting Shot? Either one's fine. I imagine Parting, though, for position. Oh. I haven't seen Burning Jealousy Incineroar in quite a while. Okay. So that's an interesting one right here. Okay. Okay. I respect it. I think I still KO'd a Grimmsnarl. I don't think I KO'd a Grimmsnarl here. I think I have to max Knuckle, and I think I have to Behemoth Blade the Grimmsnarl slot. I don't know what Grimmsnarl is going to do. At least they can't Thunder Wave me. We're going to see a swap from the Grim into Zygarde. Okay. That's all right here. I'm able to get a Max Knuckle off into the Incineroar. I also get Chip into the Zygarde. However, I think I need to get Mamoswine in now. I'm pretty sure I do have to get Mamoswine in now. That does no damage. Wow. And I am able to get a Max Knuckle off into Incineroar. So I'm now at +2 attack, which isn't terrible. With my Thundurus and my Zacian is +1 burned. Okay. Might be manageable. We're going to see a Parting Shot come out into the Zacian slot. All right. I wonder if they're going to go for Calyrex or back into Grim. If it's Calyrex, I want to Max Darkness target that Pokemon always. And if it's Grim, I think I go to Mamoswine, and I think I go for a Max Knuckle here into the Grim. Yeah, I think that's the case. I wonder if they'd be scared of Play Rough here. They could also go back to Incineroar, I suppose. I don't think it'd be that bad here for them. But yeah, I am going to go for a Max Knuckle. I could also go for a Max Darkness if I expect the Grimmsnarl to swap out here, but I just don't expect it. I'm just going to go hard into Mamoswine. I think hard into Mamoswine and a Max Knuckle is pretty safe for the most part. They could throw off 1,000 arrows, but I think they're going to try to cool up. I want the attack boost on the Mamoswine so I can actually threaten damage here. We are going to see just a light screen. Kind of wish I had Brick Break on the Thundurus now. A Brick Break would be super clutch here. It would have been really nice. We are going to be able to get a Max Knuckle off into the Grimmsnarl and pick up the knockout. Beautiful. Okay. So a +1 Mamoswine, which is still going to do a lot of damage to Zygarde, even if it coils up here. Oh, Burning Jealousy was just not something I expected. Coil is going to come out. All right. Burning Jealousy seems like a really cool tech, because if the Grimmsnarl plus the... I think the Grimmsnarl... I wonder if it lives like Life Orb attacks from Thundurus and Zacian, because if it does, that's actually a really good tech. Because this is like a really good lead, I feel like, for this specific lead. If it does survive both attacks, you get the Burning Jealousy off. That'd be huge. Of course, if I was Lumberry, that's a different story. We're gonna see the Venusaur come out. Huh. Okay, Venusaur is an interesting mon here. Don't really like my... Wait, they don't have Sun. Yeah, they don't have Sun. What the heck? +1 Life Orb Crash? Oh, it has Reflect though. I would love to go for it, but I don't think it KOs. Zygarde probably protects here, I'd imagine. I'm gonna fly here and I'm gonna protect, because I don't think Vine Lash is gonna KO my Mamoswine here. I imagine this is just gonna be a max move from the Venusaur into my Mamoswine slot, and I don't know what Zygarde does. I think it protects here personally, because I think +1 Crash would still really threaten to hurt onto the Zygarde. And then next turn, I think it depends on... it just depends on a lot of factors, like what is Zygarde going for here, because if it doesn't protect here, I am in a lot of trouble. So let's see. Protect the Mamoswine. Protect the Zygarde. Perfect. Okay. Gives me an out. Gives me an out. Next turn, I'm going to have to play super smart, though. We will go for the fly. So we do threaten the Venusaur the next turn, I hope. And we're going to see Vine Lash. Yep. I could have went into Harden as Zygarde, but I wanted the Ice Cold Crash Pressure still around. Zygarde doesn't carry E-Speed into format, so I'm okay there. I think I want to go for... I guess now the question is, what do I want to go for with Mamoswine? Do I want to go for the Crash double up into the Venusaur, or do I want to target down the Zygarde? Because Zygarde could switch out into Incineroar, which is risky for them too. I just don't know which one they're going to aim for. But you know what? I'm going to aim for the Crash into Zygarde. I think they switch into Incineroar. I get another Defiant boost with the Thundurus, and I still get good chip into the Venusaur. I guess the only thing I'm worried about is the end game, but yeah, okay, perfect. They stayed in. They didn't go hard in Incineroar. Nice, because they already set up the coil boost. I get a huge Crash off. This is +1 with Life Orb through +1 defense and Reflect. And we still obliterated the Zygarde. Good Mamoswine. That's a huge knockout right there. Okay. And we're going to see a Max Quake. Okay, makes sense. So they're going to boost up on my Mamoswine. Completely okay here. Ooh, this is a good turn. This is a good turn. Yeah, this is a good turn. We do lose the Mamoswine here. We're taking a lot of chip damage with our Thundurus. However, I think this is a pretty ideal turn, I'd say. Do I go down to fake out plus Vine Lash plus burn? I guess that's a question too. I go hard Calyx here because if I go Zacian, I just get intimidated. So that makes no sense here. Yeah, I just go hard into Calyx. How much damage did I do to Venusaur? I did a decent amount. However, it's not going to be enough. We're going to see Incineroar come in. Incineroar is really weakened, however. I do think I just go for the protect with Calyx here, and I throw off a superpower, I think. Yeah, I just throw off a superpower. Okay, Defiant doesn't change anything here. They're probably going to max quake my Calyx or Vine Lash. Either one is fine. But yeah, we're going to go for a superpower into Incineroar, and we're just going to go for protect. If they go for quake, they're a +2 with the Venusaur and a +1 with Incineroar. However, well, it was Citrus Berry on Incineroar, so we do live in the attack coming up. Fake out going to come out. Yep, no surprise. Does the burn plus Vine Lash KO? It looks like it does. I think just barely. Oh, they Vine Lash. Okay, so they don't get an extra special defense boost, which is kind of nice, actually. Okay. All right. Vine Lash. Wait, burn doesn't knock me out, does it? I don't think it does. I'm like pretty sure I survive. Yeah, I do. Okay, perfect. 6 HP. That's ideal here because now I can go for superpower into the Incineroar slot, and then I can go for Astral Barrage here, and I think I win the game here. I'm like pretty confident I win. So Astral Barrage, chip the Venusaur, chip the Incineroar. Superpower should KO the Incineroar because even though we're burned, we have so many boosts. And yeah, goodbye Incineroar. And we even, I forgot we got the Airstream boost as well, so we outsped our Calyx, and now I can go for an Astral Barrage into the Venusaur, which is single target, and then Burn Zacian should 100% be able to clean up. Unless the Venusaur has some kind of crazy tech here, like Sunny Day, I guess? Because yeah, like the Astral Barrage did nothing. Oh, I guess it's probably Assault Vest. Is +1 Spadef? Oh wait, no, it's just Light Screen. Right. So it's probably, it could still be Assault Vest. Yeah, it could still be Assault Vest theoretically. However, I don't really see it. Vine Lash damage adding up. However, we just get in our Zacian here. We get to go for Behemoth Blade. And yeah, even if we're burned, we should still knock out Venusaur, I imagine, at this range. And if not, Astral Barrage will finish it off as well. So this is good game, I think. I don't see it here. And yeah, I think the huge part was the Mamoswine. Mamoswine is absolutely huge. I think I got like 2 turns correct, which was important. Did the Zygarde protect because they didn't want to take the crash? And then the second turn, did they switch out Incineroar or stay in? Because if they switch out Incineroar, Zygarde could have still been a pain in the back. I was going to have to probably rely on endgame Calyx, which I think was doable potentially. However, it would have still been really tricky. However, yeah, now I have enough tools to win, I think. We go for a Behemoth Blade with our Zacian, and we go for an Astral Barrage, and this is an easy cleanup for Zacian right here. Ooh. So the Burning Jealousy tech with Incineroar, I like the idea. Like, normally you would have seen it with like Torkoal more. Like, I'm actually surprised that the Incineroar is actually on this team and not a Torkoal, because I feel like Torkoal would make a lot of sense here with the Burning Jealousy, because that's what they used to do with like Grimmsnarl, Torkoal, Sun teams back in like the early Series 11 or Series 8. However, the Incineroar, I guess, just catches you a little bit off guard right there, and it definitely did me. And I wasn't Lumbreon Thundurus, so that ended up being a lot more difficult. If I was Lumbreon Thundurus, it might have been like a way easier to handle. However, I was expecting it, and I just got really hard punished for it. And yeah, but thankfully the Mamoswine reads just came so much into play. Okay, we have a Zacian Calyx Shadow Rider team with Blastoise, Thundurus, Landorus variant, and the Rillaboom. I feel like Mamoswine could go really in against my opponent's team. However, I'm just not too sure if I can, because Blastoise is a concerning mon. If I can take care of the Blastoise though, it seems smooth sailing for Mamoswine. I think I want to set it up, I think, for that end game though. I think I'm going to try out I think Thundurus plus Zacian is the way to go. I think it's Thundurus plus Zacian. Then go with Mamoswine, and I think Calyx back, I think, is pretty good. And Incineroar looks really tough for them, so I think they do have to bring one of Landorus variant or Blastoise for sure here. They're definitely bringing their restricteds. And then the last Pokemon really just depends. I guess it could be, it's either Thundurus or Rillaboom. It could be Rillaboom endgame though. Rillaboom endgame would be kind of terrifying. So if it is Rillaboom, I do have to like really be worried about their Zacian. or I have to like position myself well with the Mamoswine, because my end game was like speed swap for the Mamoswine in order to high horsepower the Zacian. However, Grass Glide Rillaboom kind of shuts that down, because I'm pretty sure, I actually don't know what the calc is on that, but we are going to see Blastoise plus Calyrex lead. All right. Against Thunderous Zacian. This seems pretty good for me, because I could probably just go for a max Airstream into the Calyrex and go for a Protect with Zacian. That seems really solid to me. And yeah, I do kind of like that. And then afterward, maybe double up the Blastoise slot. They can go for a few things here for sure. I'm just going to protect Airstream, I think. They could Will-O-Wisp my Thunderous, or they could Will-O-Wisp my Zacian. I don't know which one they're going to go for here. They could also go for Fake Out with Blastoise if they want to. I can see Fake Out from Blastoise into Zacian and a Wisp into the Calyrex slot. I think that, or not Calyrex, into the Thunder slot. I think that'd be a very fair play if they have that option. However, we're playing guessing games at this point because I have no idea what the Blastoise set is. Let's just play it's, I think, my best option. Break that Sash on the Calyrex here and get the Airstream boost is really necessary. Then I really have to chip away this Blastoise. It's really important, I think, upcoming. And we'll just play from there. We will. Gonna bring the Blastoise. All right. Endgame Rillaboom looks really tough, though, now that I think about it. Maybe this wasn't the best approach to this game. We are going to see the Blastoise Max here. Protect from the Zacian. Let's see if it's a Wisp, Astral Barrage. They Wisp my Thunderous. Unlucky. Okay. That's fine. I'm able to get an Airstream off into the Calyrex. That's pretty big damage. Yeah, that's pretty big damage. I wonder, Max Doctor should KO, and then Behemoth Blade does a lot to Blastoise. I think that's the play here. I just wonder how much Cannade is doing here. What set are you from the Blastoise? I really would like to avoid putting the Blastoise in Torrent range if possible. We're going to see the Cannade into the Zacian. Okay. That did 25, and then the Cannade damage. Then I guess it's another Cannade plus another Cannade hit. I don't know. I feel like Zacian might live barely. We'll find out, I suppose. I'm going to go for Max Darkness here into the Calyrex slot. And just go for a Behemoth Blade into the Blastoise. If I expect the Calyrex to protect, I could go for a Max Knuckle into Behemoth Blade into the Blastoise. However, I would rather not risk putting the Blastoise in the Torrent range. So we will see. Helping Hand Calyrex. Okay, was not expecting that one. That is tricky here. That means my Zacian is always going down, which is not ideal. All right, so here comes the Behemoth Blade, though, into their Blastoise. Pretty good damage. I wonder if I can KO with like an Astral Barrage double up afterward. We are going to go for the Max Darkness here into their Calyrex. Pick up the knockout. Okay. I guess this isn't too bad. We are able to get a -1 Spadef onto the Blastoise. The Calyrex goes down. Let's see where the Cannade's going to be fired off here. It's going to be Cannade into probably the Zacian, I'd imagine. I don't think you're turning down a Burn Thunderous. Although the Airstreams do kind of matter a lot here. But the Zacian is going to get knocked out here. I don't think this is too bad. Although maybe I could have like capitalized more on a Max Knuckle plus Behemoth Blade and then set up for my endgame Calyrex. That wouldn't have been that bad of an option here, I think. We are going to go out into Calyrex here, however. It is a play, and we're going to go for Max Darkness into the Blastoise slot, and we're going to see Zacian come out. Okay, so there's that threat. That is a big threat right here. Get the as-1 here, and I think we Max Darkness. I'm pretty sure if we Max Darkness the Blastoise, this is always the best play here. Yeah, let's go. Oh, no, we Max Darkness the Zacian here. And I think we go for Protect. Yeah, I think that's the best play because we want the -1 Spadef. I don't think they're turning down the Thunderous. I guess if they sub here, but sub seems pretty risky because if I go for Max Darkness in the Astral Barrage here, you're in a lot of trouble. I don't think that's worth it for them. I'm going to give them the -1 Spadef. And then maybe I'm trying to think about how the end game specifically works here. As I go for the Max Darkness into the Zacian, I get that -1 Spadef. How much damage does Astral Barrage do is the question, because that's pretty big. Their Zacian's going to protect, that's fine. Any little bit of chip onto the Zacian is probably more important than a Blastoise, realistically. Although maybe I could have knocked out the Blastoise combination, and if I did, that would have been pretty nice because I would have got the special attack boost. However, I don't know what's in the back for them, and if I got like a really bad roll here of like it being Rillaboom, Grassy Glide might KO my Calyrex after the Cannade if it's like a boosting item, so that would probably be worse still. We're gonna see the max cannonade here. Now I guess the question is, what does more damage, foul play or wild charge? I actually don't know in this situation which does more. All I know is Astral Barrage is 100% when I'm clicking with Calyx. The question is what am I clicking with Thunderous? As I would really I think it's foul play. I mean, it's resisted though. I'm using their attack set, but I'm still maybe it's wild charge. I think it is wild charge actually. We're gonna wild charge here and we're gonna Astral Barrage. If it's a frail Zacian, we're in really good shape. If it's a bulky Zacian, have no clue. But Astral Barrage should still really hit. And the Blastoise, I don't know what set is here. However, I feel like Astral Barrage is just gonna knock out the Blastoise regardless. They go for Helping Hand. Okay. It doesn't really change much because it was gonna destroy whatever I had anyway. So we get wild charge off into their Zacian. Not that much damage, unfortunately. However, we are able to get a Astral Barrage here into their Blastoise and their Zacian slots. This should do a lot. Oh, such a by a sliver. By a sliver. Oh, this end game is going to be really close then. Human Blade is going to come out, going to target down. I'd imagine this is Calyx. Like, I would imagine so. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay. Taking on the cannonade damage, that's fine. Harden the Mamoswine. Oh, what is coming out here? Is this Rillaboom? Should be Rillaboom if they made that play. Landorus. Oh, I win. I win. That's nice. Okay, I click Ice Shard here and I click Astral Barrage, right? I think Life Orb Ice Shard probably KOs the Landorus. And Astral Barrage should finish off the rest. Yeah. I guess I could Ice Shard the Zacian. However, the Landorus has superpower, for instance. It could knock out the Mamoswine. Although I think it's really rare to run superpower on Landorus. I think Ice Shard just Astral Barrage is the way to go here. I don't need Speed Swap here. I don't need to really... Yeah, I don't need Speed Swap at all. Quick attack into Mamoswine. Okay. Perfect. Ice Shard gonna come out into the Landorus. Yeah, if I went for the Ice Shard in the Zacian, I actually might have lost there. And yeah, Ice Shard is able to KO the Landorus. Huge Mamoswine coming in. We are going to be able to finish off the Zacian too with the Astral Barrage. And yeah, I knew that they had to bring something, I think, to help out against Incineroar, I think. I think Incineroar is pretty tough. They did bring the Blastoise. No Rillaboom just made it really easy, though. I think that's the thing. Landorus didn't really help. I guess they kind of need Intimidate, though, because my Zacian was kind of a threat. I don't think they expected to eliminate my Zacian early on as well as they did. And yeah, endgame Zacian could have been scary for them, especially if I was able to sell out the Blastoise Max and get some airstream boost with the Thunderous. So they did decide to save Landorus Intimidate just in case they needed it. And it just worked out for me because my Mamoswine was just all I needed, especially since I was able to do so much damage to their Zacian. Put in Ice Shard range and Landorus just goes down to Ice Shard if it's not like Yachi Berry or like an extremely bulky one. Then it's a roll. However, adding into Life Orb, Mamoswine just really came in clutch there. And that is the show. We got to use the Speed Swap with Calyx Shadow Rider with the Mamoswine, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Mamoswine's a really good Pokemon in this format. It's just a little bit slow, but with that Speed Swap tech with the Calyx Shadow Rider as well as Trick Room, we were able to get Mamoswine into some pretty solid positions. But if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And of course, if you do want to check out the details of the team, I'll link them down below in the description alongside the creator. But otherwise, you can check out the rest of my Series 12 content because I use a lot of cool teams with a lot of fun Pokemon. But that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.